for this is a piece of paper, pencil and ruler to draw our template, and paper scissors. Don't use your fabric scissors. Now the lining fabric is approximately 7-inch square, and I have 2 of those, and the 7-inch zipper. I've got front fabric and my back fabric, and what I'm using for the back fabric is this double-sided mermaid sequins. I've got 5mm braided cord trim, some tape, which I'll show you what we need that for in a bit. I've got clips and pins, my thread scissors or my detail scissors. I'm using a friction pen as my fabric marker. Fabric scissors. I use this little stiletto for when I'm sewing. I'll show you how I use that when I'm at the sewing machine. This project, you're going to need a heart shape, so print one off the internet if you can't draw one. I've just got a scrap piece of paper here from a previous project, and I want my heart to be about 4.5 inches long. So I'm just going to mark 4.5 inches up the folded edge, and I want it to be about 5.5 inches wide. So I'm going to mark down 1.25 inches from that top mark. 5.5 divided by 2 is 2 3/4. So I'm going to just mark 2 3/4 out. And now I want to draw the top part of the heart from this mark to this mark. And I've got a circle here that measures 3.25 inches. I'm going to use that to draw my top. So I'm just going to line up the 2 dots along that circumference of that circle. And then I want to bring this mark down to here. I want a chubby heart, so I'm going to carry on down a little bit before I start bringing it in. Just keep playing with your shape until you're happy. It doesn't need to be an exact size. I'm just going to bring this down a little bit more. Okay, so I'm happy with that shape, so I'm just going to cut that out, and that's going to be my template. So I'm going to be using that pattern, and I'm going to be using this pattern. So what I'm going to do now is draw from point to point straight down the centre, basically where the fold was, and then I'm going to measure 1 inch down from the top point of the heart. And now I'm going to draw a horizontal line straight across, and with my ruler I'm just lining my centre line up on my ruler to make sure I've got a true 90-degree line straight across. Sort of roughly position it, fussy cut, and I'm just going to draw around that heart with my fabric heat erasable pen. And this is a tip if you want a fussy cut fabric. Having a window template like this is absolutely perfect because you can position your fabric exactly where you want it. I'm going to use this heart now and put that on the drawn out one, and I'm just going to mark these markings here and here. Now I want to get one of the lining pieces and the main front piece, and I'm going to draw a line straight the way through from the one mark to the other. Cut both pieces straight down this drawn line. Take your zipper. Now I like to have my zipper facing me up with the zipper pull to the left, and take your main fabric and lay it, so that's how it's going to look on the zipper. I'm going to bring this zipper down and put the right side of the zipper onto the right side of the fabric. So I'm just twisting it over and putting it down. I'm going to clip because, like I said, I hate pins. So now take a piece of lining, lay your right side down and line up these top edges. So basically now I've got a zipper sandwich. So I've got the zipper in the middle and it's facing, the right side of the zipper is facing the right side of the fabric. And then the liner, the right side of the lining is also facing the right side of the fabric. And we're going to take that over and just stitch that down along the zipper edge. First thing I'm going to do is take off this 1/4 inch foot and put on a zipper foot, and I'm going to line up the zipper foot up against the zipper. So I'm not starting at the edge of my fabric, mainly because it's bigger than the actual pattern, so I don't need to move the zipper out of the way, and I'm just going to start there and drop the needle down. This is where my stiletto comes in, and I use this to help me sew instead of getting my fingers in the way. And what I'm actually doing is I'm running this edge of the zipper foot along the fabric here, and this edge actually butts up against the teeth and just runs neatly down. For my guidance, I'm watching this edge. I'm not looking at the needle, so I'm looking at this edge of the machine on this edge of the fabric, and I'm just slowly sewing a nice straight stitch all the way down that zipper. And then as I get towards the end to hold the fabric in place, this is where my stiletto comes in. I'm just going to I was going to back stitch, but I pressed the cut thread instead. So I haven't started at the end, but if you look, I don't know if you can see on this side, I'm well over. So look who's, let me move these out of the way. Look who's come to visit me. Say hi. Say hi, Rara. Say hi. You gotta look up here. Look up there. Say hi. So I love cuddles. All right, back to work. So we've sewn this seam down, and we're just going to press both of those fabrics down flat away from the zipper. Top stitch down this edge with the edge of the zipper foot, which is here right on the edge. That's where I'm looking. I don't look at the needle, I'm looking at this edge here, and I want to run that along the edge of the fabric where it's folded over, so not up against the zipper. Make my stitches a little bit bigger, around 3, and we're just going to go nice and steady. So with your top half of your fabric, line it up, making sure that your pattern is facing in the correct direction, and then I want to bring that over. So those two edges, so what I'm looking at is I'm lining the fabric up with the edge of the zipper tape, so the top edge of the fabric, but I'm also lining this edge up, not with the blue fabric underneath, I'm lining it up with the matching fabric, and then I'm just going to clip that into place this side. Now we're going to flip that over, and now we're going to do the same with the lining. So if you've got pattern lining, make sure your pattern direction is correct, and also that the right side of your fabric is facing you, and you're going to flip that over and line that up again. So you're lining it up with the zipper tape, and you're also lining up your side edges with your lining fabric as well. So again, you've got another zipper sandwich with these main pieces. I'm lining the zipper up with these marks here, and I'm just fussy lining up my pattern how I want it, and I'm going to draw around that edge. So I'm just going to stitch just inside of my drawn line to hold that zipper in place. Pull the zipper up so it's closer, and hold the zip in line. And all I've done is just sewn over the zipper, and that's just to hold it, to stop it from opening. Now I'm going to open the zip just sort of into the middle. Now this is 5mm braided cord, and it's used for, you know, like graduation tassels and things like that. It's that type of cord. Cut yourself a piece of tape. I'm going to wrap this around the cord. Now I've got a nice twisted end, and just cut it 20 inches folded, so 40 inches length, and then I'm going to wrap the second piece of tape at the mark where I'm going to cut it. I'm just going to go backwards and forwards a couple of times on this sewing line, and then do exactly the same for this end of this cord. I'm just going to overlap because I don't want the tape. I'm going to do the same here, just sew that backwards and forwards to secure that. Take the cord, put it where I want it to be. I'm just going to go, like I said, over that sewn line and back, just to secure. I've just followed my sewing line where I've attached the cord, and then I know it's going to be where I want it to be when I sew. I'm going to put a pin straight through at this point here, straight through this point here. I'm going to line my pattern up with those points. I'll have my fussy cut piece at the front where I want it to be. Keep your cord just in the middle for now. So pull the cord out through the middle. Just going to follow and sew on that drawn line all the way around. This bottom point, stop right on the point with your needle down and twist your fabric